My third guy plays some games.
Alright, hi y'all. Weather Guy here, back with more Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, and I believe today is the day. I believe today is the day that we finish this game. And it's been a long journey. This is where we're getting the third sheet also of the Asogi, was it the Asogi papers? I think it is. Yeah, so let's get this. Let's see what it is. It's our buddy! Perfect timing! Mikatoba's here. Amazing. If I could be of assistance here, I would be happy to translate the words into English for the court. Oh, of course, because it was written in Japanese. Father! And we are wrapping up. We're going to find out exactly everything, you know? It's great. You're still here, are you, Dr. Mikatoba? Naturally, I consider myself a member of the judiciary, albeit a lowly one. But perhaps I should quietly withdraw after I've translated Genshin's message. Your cooperation is much appreciated. He doesn't mean that. Let's see what it says. Kazuma, the truth is shrouded in darkness. Darkness only our clan's great sword can pierce. Mighty Kuruma, twist thy head and watch them fall. All thy mortal foes. Twist thy head. That's the end of the message, it would seem. Haiku poem, twist thy head. Oh, he brings it up too. What is Kuruma? The name of the Asogi clan's famous sword. A razor-sharp blade, known to all, passed down for generations and embodies the Japanese spirit. Yeah, that sword's been present all game. It's not known to me. It's a katana sword that was submitted as evidence earlier in these proceedings. The one worn by the prosecution counsel when he confronted Inspector Gregson. Okay, let's look at all this. Let's look at this stuff. Let's look at the third page, which is just translated. So it should just say what we just heard. Yeah. Okay. So let's look back at the sword. Because obviously the sword's important. I think I already passed it. Here it is. But we didn't see anything with it. This wasn't lit earlier, was it? I think it was the other end. Kuruma, the great blade, it's such a thing of beauty. I want to gaze on it for hours. Oh, I thought that was the head of the sword. Maybe back here? Oh, this is lit up now. Mighty Kuruma, twist thy head and watch them fall. All thy mortal foes. That's the proper way to use the sword, is it? Maybe I should try it. Hurts my neck, that's the trouble. It's actually kind of insane that... If there's a secret with this sword, it's kind of insane that it has never been discovered up until now, especially with how much Kazuma has used it over the years. I think perhaps it doesn't mean your head. Oh. I once studied the history and development of the katana some time ago. And as I'm sure you're probably aware, the sword's head is the part at the very end of the hilt. Oh, right over there. It's written as head in Japanese, but it's pronounced as Kashira, I believe. So Mr. Sogi's words really mean twist the butt of the hilt? You don't think... Ah! Look what's inside it. Is that tightly wound sheet of parchment? It is. Is it red? It's red. This is it. This is Scarlet Ink. It's written in Scarlet Ink. This is the confession by Clint. I penned this, my last will and testament, in the final moments before my inevitable and willing death. This is it, isn't it? And he had his sword inside the cell. Just to read it, look at the signature at the end. Clint Van Zeeks. And the date, 10 years ago, on that fateful night. So for 10 years, it's been silently concealed inside Kuruma and nobody knew. The last will and testament of Clint Van Zeeks. Insane. Wait. Oh my goodness. Look at this. This is unbelievable. Let's read it. Let's read it. It won't let me look at it. Interesting. It's never done that before. Oh, that's the noise we're hearing. We can't present anything here. As presiding judge, I have been as accommodating as possible of the will of the courtroom. However, despite all that, no new information has come to light. In pursuit of justice, Lord Clint Van Zeeks tragically lost all sense of morality. When he murdered his former mentor, clearly he was already devoid of his normal faculties.
Objection!
How dare you? I refuse to believe that of my brother. Too much time has passed. We cannot ever hope to know more than we do now. Especially since the alleged will that he penned in his final moments appears to have been lost forever. We just found it. Lord Strongheart, you appear to be in something of a hurry to wrap things up. I wonder why. We've heard your state time and again during these proceedings that everything you did was in the interest of protecting British law and order. And I stand by that. Without the Reaper, we could never have achieved the reduction in crime the capital has seen. What about Inspector Gregson then? And Dr. Wilson. They were no criminals. You used them to achieve your ends, and then you had them killed. However you dress it up, there was nothing fair or just about that. Lord Strongheart, what exactly is it that you're hiding? Dr. Mikatopa, were you not to quietly withdraw after the translation of your former associate's will? In this courtroom, no argument carries weight unless it is supported by evidence. And it would seem that the defense has no more evidence to present. In which case, I hereby order all discourse from these proceedings to be struck from the record. No way, Jose. This is my last chance. Mr. Ryu, I have to present some decisive evidence now, or it's all over. But can I? Got it. Wait, my lord. As it happens, the defense does have evidence to present. What? Don't be absurd. There's nothing of relevance remaining from the time. It's high time that you realize something, my lord. This gentleman has an uncanny habit of producing evidence at the final hour that had escaped everyone else's attention. Look at Van Zeeks coming to bat for us. What a guy. What is it, Ryu? What do you have? I dare say, the final, decisive piece of evidence that will reveal the whole truth about this rotten tale. How can you... Decisive? Well, it would appear there's no escaping it now, my lord. Let it be so, then. Present whatever you think you have that can settle this decade-old enigma. We got it. Right there.
Take that!
There's a single piece of evidence that can clarify what really happened 10 years ago. The last will and testament of Lord Clint Van Zeeks. Ha, a wonderfully astute observation, I'm sure. But in case it had escaped your notice, that document was lost long ago. That's right, it was. Only... I have it right here, discovered just moments ago. Impossible, that can't be. Everything that's happened comes back to this will. This document is a key that will unlock the entire mystery. Oh, he is PO'd. My brother's last will and testament. Where did you find that? It was rolled up inside this. Inside Kuruma. Amazing. That ultimate weapon Genshin Isogi obtained has lain undisturbed in the hilt of the sword all these years, just waiting for the right time to emerge and reveal the truth. The signature and seal certainly look official. My God, it's true. It's my brother's handwriting. There can be no mistake. This is it. Look at that triumphant music. I forbid the contents of that document from being read out. Do you hear me? I strictly forbid it. You can't do that, my lord. This document could explain everything. That document could literally destroy the meaning of justice in this country. I demand that you hand it to me at once. Why? What are you trying to hide? Could it be that you already know what's written on this page? What are you implying? Court is adjourned with immediate effect. Clear the courtroom.
Objection.
Oh, the foot, yes. Do that, my lord, and you'll suffer a fatal blow as Lord Chief Justice. I beg your pardon. Forcibly ending a trial without good reason, and not any trial, a closed trial by order of Her Majesty the Queen? To defy the monarch's will is treason. Oh god, he is. We got him. Dead to rights. Well, well, my lord. It would rather appear as though proceedings aren't going to go quite as you'd hoped. You fools. Go ahead, Ryu. Read it. The prosecution gives its full support. Very well, then. No, for God's sake. Oh, yeah, that's good. That's good. He's dead. I penned this, my last will and testament, in the final moments before my inevitable and willing death. The hour is 11 p.m. and I sit at my writing desk in my office. My good friend Isogi stands at my shoulder. He has expressed his intent to invoke the dying ritual of the duel, that I may depart this world with honor. An honor of which I am utterly undeserving. The Japanese are a truly merciful people. Oh, he looks so cool, both of them do. I, Clint Van Zeeks, Lord of the Manor of the Van Zeeks estate, hereby confess to the following. I am the killer who has come to be known in society as the Professor, guilty of 4 counts of murder. I will not here discourse the corruption rife among the aristocracy, which is to me as one of them so apparent. However, 6 months ago I took the life of a member of the House of Lords at the heart of that depravity. A demon who had habitually sacrificed the common man to further his own interests, abusing his position of power. The law is impotent against such vile avarice. Only a fellow demon can rid society of this menace. That demon was my quarry, upon whom I willingly set my great hound. But though I am a hunter of some experience, I am a poor felon, it seems. My guilt was at once recognized by another, and I became subject to his extortion. He held over me the threat of exposing my wicked crime to my beloved wife and brother. Under that threat, I have done this man's bidding for months now, killing those who he demanded I kill. As I watched my former mentor perish before my eyes at the jaws of the hound I commanded, I realized that I had lost the last shred of decency within me, and sunk to the level of a wild beast. There is no path back to the light. Be it I or my dear friend Isogi who dies this night, I am eternally damned. To my extortioner, male Strongheart, may you feel the jaws of the beast at your throat every time you swallow. So good. Nailed it. And he looks calm. So now we know, yes, Clint Van Zieks was a murderer. But somebody was directing him and naming his victims. It's extortioner, Lord Mail Strongheart. It was you! Lord Strongheart, a moment ago, you claimed that what the court has just heard could destroy justice in this country. But you weren't trying to protect justice at all. All you were trying to do was conceal the secret of your true nature and the countless lives you've sacrificed up till now. It just didn't make sense to me that the third victim, the former Lord Chief Justice, was my brother's benefactor and a man of lofty principles. As I said, Clint had no possible reason to kill the man. But you did, didn't you, Lord Strongheart? To eliminate the man who stood between you and the office you'd set your sights on. So you used your own hunting dog, Lord Clint Van Zieks, to take him down. It had to be done. London's unsavory shadows are deep, and the arm of the law fails to reach their depths. Crime must be cut off at the roots, but the Lord Chief Justice at the time couldn't see that. He was weak. Lofty principles, you say? Tantamount to cowardice if you ask me. Which is why I took his place, in order to fight the crime he was allowing to spread like wildfire. By murdering the man. The Reaper, the Professor, the name makes no difference. As I have explained countless times already, it was all done for the furtherance of law and order in London. Are you going to legitimize the murder of my father now, too? Ah, Genshin Isogi. Well, that was unfortunate. I had fully intended to send him back to Japan as we'd agreed. I don't believe you, it was you, wasn't it? You killed him. No, it wasn't me who took your father's life. Then who? On the night following his mock execution, I went to Logate Cemetery at 3 in the morning with Jigoku. Just Jigoku? There had to be a collaborator on the Japanese side to manage Sogi's treatment after his repatriation. Jigoku had fierce ambition that made him easy to manipulate. 10 years ago, after he'd stood trial for the destruction of the witness stand, I had worked with him. When I told him the position of Minister of Foreign Affairs could be his, he couldn't agree fast enough. Shishiro, you fool. As you know, Isogi escaped to prison in a closed casket and was subsequently interred. We intended to dig him out of his grave before he ran out of air. But sadly, all did not go to plan. There was an unexpected visitor to the cemetery with his own ideas about digging up graves. A man who witnessed what nobody was supposed to see. Enoch Trevor. Of course, I knew grave robbers frequented London cemeteries, but that grave on that particular night? Yep. Shoot him. Yep. Yep, so true. It's crazy that Drebber didn't hear them talking. Jigoku shot at Sogi from the shadows. The grave robber was so close the blood sprayed over his coat. He fled as fast as his legs would carry him. Then Jigoku and I put Isogi's body back in the grave from which he had just emerged. When I later learned of the waxwork modeler's presence at the scene as well, I made her swear to 2 things: never to remove the professor's mask, and never to speak of the events of that night. And with that, the secret was buried along with Isogi's corpse. So, now you know what really happened in Logate Cemetery that night. What a series of unfortunate events. Just silence. It was Jigoku, your Japanese acquaintance, who killed Asogi in the end, you see. He claimed to be the man's friend, but when push came to shove, he pulled the trigger. Just before Mr. Jigoku left the courtroom earlier, he said that the assassin exchange proposal was a demand from his British counterpart, not a request. So you coerced him too, using what happened in the graveyard. By that time, Jigoku was the Minister of Foreign Affairs negotiating international treaties with Britain. You can't imagine what would have happened if it came to light he'd murdered a compatriot 10 years earlier. He would have lost everything. I merely reminded him of that. How do you sleep at night? These past 10 years I've fought tirelessly with the darker recesses of London's criminal underworld, and I've used whatever means necessary to ensure that justice prevails and law and order reign supreme. I can't believe we've beaten the game. I couldn't be further from the truth. Fact is, you haven't fought crime at all. How dare you? I saved Clint Van Zeeks from dishonor in his death.
Objection.
Whilst behind the scenes, you systematically buried anyone who stood in your way. And then, you made my father take the blame. It was unavoidable. It was the only way to protect our justice system and public order. Let's not forget the others you had killed as well. Setting the defendant up as the Reaper to cover up the truth behind the murders of countless more. That's enough. Do you have any idea of the conniving that led to the acquittals of those wretched criminals? We had to fight fire with fire. Our courts can't function without a Reaper. Can't you see all I've done for this country? This has been my struggle.
Objection.
You've done nothing. It's Lord Van Zeeks here who worked tirelessly and justly in court whilst enduring the disgrace of the Reaper name. And Inspector Gregson, fraught with anguish for having sullied his hands through their desire to do the right thing. Not to mention Genshin Asogi, who risked his life going in pursuit of the truth you tried to hide. No, the darker recesses of London's underworld were largely filled by you. When will you get it through your thick skulls? That it was all for the Queen and country? I'm tiring of that excuse. You've consistently twisted the truth for bargaining power to make others do your bidding, nothing more. God, he's so enraged. People who willingly twist the truth and coerce others have no right to call themselves part of the judiciary. I strongly suggest you don't ever talk of justice again. Is he gonna break it? That's such a good scream. Well, we did it. What is this? Well, well. Dear me, my good fellows. Dear me. A well-deserved round of applause, I think, for a quite marvelous performance. What are you talking about? He's going insane. Please don't misunderstand. It really is exactly as you've both said. What are you trying to say? I have occupied the darker recesses of London's underworld and, how did you put it, done nothing? I confess it's a little embarrassing to have it pointed out quite so starkly, but yes, I really have done nothing, which means I can be indicted for nothing. No? What? It's true. Personally, I have committed no crime. I've merely been surrounded by fools who've acted very rashly indeed.
Objection.
You can't get away with that. You've consistently preyed on people's weaknesses. And what, threatened them? Are you sure it wasn't just bargaining? Oh no, is there more? I would like to address all the good lords, ladies, and gentlemen of the judiciary here present. You all know of these darker recesses in our great capital, and deep down I believe you also know that to fight those who dwell there requires at least some of us to occupy the darkness ourselves. So let me appeal to your good sense now. Consider the situation with me. This catalog of horrifying revelations were to become common knowledge among the 6 million inhabitants of London, what might happen? To learn that the infamous murder of royals and nobles was a respected member of the aristocracy himself, that evidence was fabricated in the scapegoat's trial amid secret negotiations with prosecutors to effect a jailbreak, that the Reaper of the Bailey was an organized group of assassins managed by a Scotland Yard inspector, and finally, that it was all masterminded by the Lord Chief Justice himself. If the general public of Britain knew the truth, all faith in the police and the prosecutor's office would be completely lost, without doubt. Public order in the capital would completely break down. We'd be cast back to the lawless days of the last century. Precisely, as it was 100 years ago when 1 in 10 of the population were criminals. Think what we've accomplished since then: a public policing force, a comprehensive set of laws. And if we want to continue to protect this new era of law and order, I say again, we must at times occupy the darkness ourselves. Oh God. We have successfully identified and apprehended the man responsible for taking Inspector Gregson's life. That is all that was expected of this trial. All these other matters that have been discussed will be eliminated from the minutes of these proceedings in the interests of preserving law and order. And to protect Her Majesty the Queen, of course. Well, my lords, ladies, and gentlemen, what say you? Ugh, no way he gets away with it. The Reaper is basically Batman. Oh no. How upsetting is that? Are you hearing this? This is the will of the British judiciary? Throw it. Oh, disgusting. For your rousing response, friends, I express my heartfelt gratitude. Therefore, in accordance with the overwhelming wishes of the court, the record shall be erased. You have to respect the man's ability to turn a situation to his favor. Lord Strongheart really is a master of manipulation. Conclusively proven his guilt. Yet he manages to evade justice. I just don't know what we can do. Ryu, looks like the trial really is going to come to an end now. I'm almost out of options, I think. There's really only one path left open to me. Let's try. We only have one strike. Let's try an objection, because an objection could use the using evidence. Yes, when all the games are over, it's the obvious choice. Let my voice reverberate around the courtroom, and make people listen to reason.
Objection!
That was the easy part. What do I say next? As a man who has fought many battles in this very courtroom, let me offer some advice. Objections need substance behind them. Otherwise, they are merely objectionable. The defense has no objection to being penalized in this. That's dumb. Oh no, I'm not going to read all this. Alright, we're going to get back to it though. It's just, I think it's just going to take us back to that choice. Next time we'll try evidence. I don't know what evidence it would be though. I'll have to look it over. That doesn't make sense though, because they said that they were going to say what actually happened with that murder. With the Gregson murder, they said that they were going to say the truth for that part. So why is Van Zieks guilty for that? It makes no sense. Oh, this is actually nauseating though. What a good villain, right? Gosh. It really makes you reflect on reality too, you know? It's sick. Come on. We got 5 strikes, so we got this. We'll get the right evidence within 5 strikes. Yes, as I know only too well, the only thing that carries any weight in court is hard evidence. That's the victory music here there. But Mr. Ryu, what evidence is there to use at this stage in the trial? I have an idea. I don't know whether anything will come of it, but if there was ever a time for using this particular item we have among the evidence, it's now. Not this. Not that. Not that. Not the visual photo. Not that. Not that. Not that. Not the candle. Not the revolver. Not the figurine. Nope. Probably not. Yeah, I don't think that would be it either. None of these are jumping out at me. Another photo. We already did that Sogi Papers. There's probably nothing else to that. Don't remember what's in the trunk. I always forget. Well, let's open it up. What was this? Oh, it's a passport. So this isn't really relevant right here. Okay, let's go back. Oh, this is that. This is that document. Autopsy report. Nothing else new there still. Dead end? I mean, we have 5 options. Let's try this. We already used it earlier, but let me try it again. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, let's do it again. Oh, okay. Can we try presenting it?
Take that!
Oh, it is something. Oh my, yes, Mr. Shrums asked if you had that with you earlier. Expose all of Lord Strongheart's wrongdoing now. I have no doubt Mr. Shrums had already deduced exactly how the truth would unfurl. So I think it must be time for the great detective to take center stage, don't you? Yes, absolutely. Let's take the hair by the ears then, and heave. Alright, here goes. Alright. Let's see. Mr. Shrums, you're looking in quite the wrong direction, Mr. Ryu, because I'm over here. What? He just apparated. It's Mr. Shrums! What is going on here? Is this an invention? It must be an invention. I wasn't expecting you back, Shrums. Delighted to be here again, Lord Strongheart. What is the meaning of this? Bailiff, seize him. Put that man in irons. This is a closed court. You've been warned once already, man. They're just going through him because he's a projection or something. He's dancing? Oh, this is great. Okay. What? This has gotten very science fiction-y all of a sudden. Mr. Rio, I must congratulate you on your fine deductions. But Mr. Sholmes, what on earth is... Are you familiar, I wonder, with the invention known as the telephone? Well, yes, I hear that some public telephones have been installed recently in Tokyo. The sound of the speaker's voice is converted to an electrical signal and transmitted instantly to another place. Quite, sounds are transmitted, so could not images keep them company, I mused? Iris and I did some modest experimentation to develop such a device specifically for this very day. Modest experimentation, Mrs. Sholmes? What a modest description! And somewhat incidentally, I thought we might just as well transmit an entire scene. Somewhat incidentally, Mr. Sholmes, now you're just being immodest. Do you mean to say you're not actually here, Sholmes? I knew my trusty partner would have no trouble grasping the concept. Except he's grasping the stand to steady himself after your shock arrival. Poor father. I would have hoped he might have been forewarned of being the great detective's great partner. Leave my courtroom at once. Get out, or I swear to you. Dear me, you on the other hand, Lord Strongheart, appear to have a very poor grasp on the situation. Allow me to reiterate, I am not here, which would, I hope, lead naturally to one asking, where exactly are you? The very question I was waiting. I am at present enjoying the air in a rather splendid garden. Garden? Not just any garden, you understand. A garden at Buckingham Palace. Oh, God. Is he with the Queen? What? You can't be Buckingham Palace. What's Buckingham Palace, Mrs. Sato? Never heard of it. Do you ever read the news, Mr. Ryu? Mr. Sholmes? Is Iris with you there? Ah, well now. Iris is currently enjoying some tea. With Her Majesty. Her Majesty? Not just any Her Majesty, you understand. Her Majesty, the Queen of the British Empire. What? Oh God, we got him. What on earth is all this about? Buckingham Palace is Her Majesty the Queen's residence in London, Mr. Ryu. Her Majesty the Queen? You can't be. I mean, no. This is some sort of unforgivably distasteful trickery by a third-rate detective, that's all. Unforgivably distasteful trickery? What an apt description. Closed court session attended by elite members of the judiciary is a rare event. I presume that Her Majesty would be more than a little curious about the proceedings, so I decided to show her. Everything, from start to finish. You showed her? Indeed. By dint of the Herlock Sholmes remote cinematograph. This is some kind of nightmare. Just as I appear to be standing before you, regaling you with my talk of my latest invention. Regaling you, rather. No doubt you've inferred that the reverse is also true. You don't mean... Her Majesty has seen and heard every moment of the proceedings. Oh my God. I assumed there would be no objection. After all, every trial in this country is conducted under the auspices of Her Majesty, as you know. You... I confess I am quite impatient to hear Her Majesty's opinion. What about the unforgivably distasteful trickery in which you've been engaged over the past 10 years? No, I was merely... Oh, so sorry to keep y'all waiting. Vicky and I had so much to talk about. Iris, there you are. In fact, I have a little message here from Her Majesty. A message? Well then, if everyone is sitting comfortably... Forthwith and with immediate effect, all authority previously afforded to Mela Strongheart is hereby revoked for evermore. Furthermore, he will be prosecuted for crimes against his country in a public trial by jury in the coming days. So it seems that Her Majesty doesn't believe we need to fight fire with fire. Justice in this country needn't be administered from the shadows at all. He's dead. Male Strongheart. The darkness you fostered to conceal your despicable actions these last 10 years is a thing of the past now. After today, your brand of law and order has no future, because no longer are you the Lord Chief Justice. In the eyes of the law and of Her Majesty the Queen, you are nothing but a criminal. Here it comes. Here comes the rage. Here it comes. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's amazing. All the way to the guilty side. That's extra. Oh no. That's so epic. That's amazing. I wish I could use that as a thumbnail, but that's just a little too spoilery. That was such a good visual. Oh, he's fucked. Lord Clint Van Zeeks left a will in which he confessed to everything. When those words came out of Asogi's mouth, it deranged me completely. I knew I must do anything and everything in my power to contain the situation. But I couldn't find the damned document. I searched his cell, but it wasn't there. Which precipitated the jailbreak plot, I presume. What do you mean? The need to obtain that will was all-consuming. I was sure that if I facilitated Soji's escape, he would emerge with the will somewhere on his person. But despite searching his limp body in the cemetery that night, it still eluded me. It never even crossed my mind that it was concealed in the sword's hilt. Amazing. Amazing. That's it. I mean, we still presumably have epilogue stuff, but this trial's going to be over. All the knowledge is out there now. What pains me now is that my brother left this world without a word to me. I'm sorry, Lord Van Zeeks. In point of fact, I think perhaps that isn't the case. Sorry? How can that be? There is more to his last will and testament. What? Oh, this is nice. As I confront the prospect of my demise, I feel bitter regret for my younger brother. Barak, you have always looked up to me, and now you follow in my footsteps to become a prosecutor. It is my fervent wish that my unspeakable deeds should not hinder your advancement. I ask not for understanding, for none could understand my depravity. I ask only for forgiveness. Oh, man. Sogi is a fine detective, and a hunter worthy of respect. So she was reading it, that was my bad. He has agreed to honor my final two wishes. The first is that this document survives. The second, I cannot commit to paper. I have confessed my sins to my wife. May she find resolution in my death. My eternal gratitude to my Japanese friend, I rest my quill. Clint Van Zeeks. Clint. Gosh, what a good story. Cinema. Male Strongheart, you colluded with Shishiro Jigoku in a criminal plot so immense it spanned the oceans. You cold-heartedly murdered all those who knew the truth about what happened 10 years ago. Why did you set about that now, a whole decade later? To ascend to the very peak. These last 10 years made me realize being the Lord Chief Justice wasn't enough. Short of becoming Her Majesty's Attorney General, I could have no real power to effect the changes needed in this country. And for that promotion, I needed to ensure no remnants of the past remained. How could you... I like everything to run smoothly, in the exact manner that I prescribe, like a well-oiled machine. and I was just a step away. And for your ambition to succeed, did you even bother to count the number of brilliant people you had killed? Miss Reaper, are you not forgetting something? Such as... You've very much adopted your usual prosecutor-like demeanor in the proceedings now. But the reality of the situation is that you are the defendant in this trial. However, the presiding judge would appear to have fallen from the bench, as it were. May I suggest, therefore, that we entrust the final adjudication to an old friend? Good old Santa Claus. He does look like Santa, doesn't he? As a member of the judiciary, I have been following the proceedings from the gallery. I must say, I shan't ever forget the extraordinary battle between good and evil that I witnessed here today. What a weak slam that is. The darkness that has blighted justice in our land these past 10 years has at last been dispelled, thanks in no small part to the efforts of a bright young star from the East. Defense Counsel Naruto. Yes, my lord? On behalf of everyone here present in the Old Bailey, I give you my heartfelt thanks. You're too kind, my lord. The first time I faced you in court just under a year ago now, I had the faintest of intimations that if British justice, so warped and twisted over its long history, was finally to know change, this might just be the man to do it. What? But at the time, I wouldn't allow myself to acknowledge the possibility. I couldn't overcome my hatred of the Japanese after the circumstances of my brother's death. Mr. Ryu, allow me to apologize for countless discourtesies on my part. What a great, what a great payoff to that, to the countless discourtesy bit. You are a lawyer of boundless talent. Oh, Lord Van Zeeks. That's the nicest thing he's ever said to us. When I first arrived in Great Britain, I was literally a nobody, certainly not a lawyer. The truth is, my fortunes have entirely been made by the miraculous people I've met. My best friend, Kazuma Asogi, who led me here to Britain in the first place. My loyal and ever-patient judicial assistant, Mrs. Sato, helped me study to become a lawyer. The brilliant Lord Van Zeeks, who never failed to challenge his Nipponese rival. And not to mention, the exceptional master of logic and reasoning, who showed me the true art of deduction, Mr. Sholmes. Saving the best for last, Mr. Ryu. What a relief. I'm well aware that without all these people's help and support, I wouldn't be where I am today. The truth is a guiding light that always leads to happiness. I've lived by that principle for a long time now, but actually, it's not true. Truth can also cause great pain, sometimes even leave people on the brink of despair. And for that reason, there are those who feel the need to hide the truth, do it instinctively even. As soon as we allow our eyes to settle on something other than the truth, darkness takes hold. From there it grows, till eventually it makes us blind to the guiding light of the truth altogether. So that's why it's my belief that we must all resolve never to avert our eyes from what is just and truth. There's resolve. So that we can continue to walk the straight and narrow path ahead. What a happy ending we got. Somehow. Well, I must excuse myself now. But before I go, Mr. Ryu, let me compliment you on your grand opus. What? Without your beautifully composed case against Lord Strongheart, Her Majesty could have been unable to act. Thanks to you and your fellows, the haunting undertones corrupting Britain's justice system have been silenced. Thank you very much. Man, I love that we got to do this last trial with Kazuma too, as our ally basically for a lot of it. So good. So until our paths cross again somewhere. Well then, it would appear that this long trial has finally come to an end. My apologies for any anxiety caused, my lord. I'm quite sure we shall meet again here in the courtroom before long, Prosecutor Brock Van Zieks. In conclusion of these proceedings, I hereby declare the defendant Brock Van Zieks. Boom, that's it. That's the end of the last trial. Confetti. All that's left is any epilogue stuff, if there is any. I'm sure there's a few scenes. That is all. Court is adjourned. Man, we beat it. We beat the game. All that's left is some talking. All we gotta do is talk. It really is all over. But did I sacrifice too much? Mr. Ryu, I really must congratulate you. It was a truly splendid performance. Honestly, I couldn't be happier for you. Oh, thank you very much. I really couldn't have done it without you at my side through it all, Mrs. Sato. Oh! Yeah, she was an amazing assistant. Your kind words mean so much to me. Really was a very splendid show, that, Mr. Ryu. I'd have thought you'd be smiling from ear to ear. You look rather glum. Well, of course I'm delighted about the verdict. But in exposing the truth, I'm afraid I've caused my client a great deal of pain. I'm really not sure that's what a lawyer ought to be doing. Yeah, Van Zieks really has to deal with the reality that his brother was, the murderer. Oh, well, in that case, I'm quite sure that when you see Lord Van Zieks' smiling face, everything will seem much better. Amazing. Mrs. Sato, everything seems worse. He has a face like thunder. Oh dear, I really shouldn't have presumed. Mr. Ryu. Yes? Almost a year it's been now since I first encountered you here in this very courthouse. For you to have risen to the level of excellence you demonstrated today, well, it's quite remarkable. But I suppose the most unpalatable truth you could ever have imagined in court today. I feel as though I've robbed you of something you held so dear. What was it he said? To fight those who dwell in the darkness requires at least some of us to occupy the darkness ourselves. But that was just the feeble excuse of a coward. Oof, brutal. Only those with a steadfast eye for the truth have what it takes to fight the dark forces of crime. You made fine work of establishing that fact in court today. Oh, well, thank you. What magnanimous words. I'm quite sure that Kazuma would have a smile on his face at the very moment if you were here. Kazuma? No smile for him either, of course. Mrs. Sato, there's another face like thunder here. Oh my, and he really was here. Lord Van Zieks, allow me to congratulate you on your acquittal. Congratulate me, or curse me, you failed to bring down the Reaper. I owe you an apology. No, it is I who should apologize. Your father, Genshin, if I had been stronger, then perhaps I made an unforgivable error of judgment. I can offer no excuse. And I can offer no forgiveness. That said, I suppose you fought for justice and the truth. For that at least I can't withhold respect. Your words mean more to me than you could know. I will hold them dear. Kazuma! Lovely. I must say, there's one thing that's still bothering me. What's that? The will that Lord Clint Van Zeeks wrote before his duel with my father. What about it? Soki is a fine detective and a hunter worthy of respect. He has agreed to honor my final 2 wishes. Oh, what the second wish is. Yeah, I don't know. What could the second wish be? I don't know. Maybe his wife is still alive and she knows. What can the second of his final wishes have been? That your father agreed to honor, you mean? Oh, he knows. I might be able to shed some light on that. What? Father! It was 10 years ago, as you know. The day before the execution was scheduled, I went to the prison to say my farewells to Genshin. Okay. We're just getting all the information now. Why aren't you putting up more of a fight, Genshin? If you'd only agree to it, Shishiro and I would gladly petition the government. We've been through this already. You don't need to worry about me. Anyway, Eugen, I have a favor to ask of you. Something of great importance. You're one of my greatest friends, Genshin. Whatever it is, consider it done. I'm going to tell you an address. I need you to go there at once, in secret and telling no one. You should find the Lady of the Gentry in hiding there. A Lady of the Gentry? She's not in a good way. She's with child. The birth is imminent. As a medical man, I'd like you to attend to her. Please, you're her only hope. By any chance is the child yours, Genshin? Don't be daft. It's a favor that was asked of me by a man I knew, as his dying wish. My goodness. I swore to the man that I would help, that I would do whatever I could for his wife and his unborn child. But if something should happen to me, I need to ask you that same favor. You're the only person I know that I can truly rely on. What did you say? If something should happen to you? Tomorrow night you're going to be... You never know though, do you? What life will bring. Yeah, because at this time he thought he was going to live. Alright, then tell me the address. I'll head there at once with Shishiro and... No, not with him. Pardon. This is a favor I'm asking of you, and only you, Eugen. Look at those eyes on Mikoto over there when he was looking at him. Alright, I see. Very well then. Child. That very night I caught a train from Paddington to Dartmoor in Devon. Found the old house, in the middle of nowhere it was. An old hunting hound lay asleep on the grounds. Oh, is this the... This is back at the Van Zeek's house. The poor woman was on the floor at the back of a darkened room. She was in mortal danger. Broke her waters to precipitate the labor before she weakened further, but it was a torturous birth. I did everything humanly possible for her and her child. So, is this Clint's wife? In the end, I was lucky enough to welcome a new life into the world. Tragically, the mother died. I hate that. My efforts to save the mother's life were in vain. That's something that always gets me when mothers die during childbirth, honestly. Because, I've been there for 2 births of my wife, and it's so scary. I held the healthy newborn girl in my arms and wept for longer than I care to remember. Eventually, in something of a daze, I looked around the room. There was precious little in it, but an old travel trunk caught my eye. Yeah, there's the bee. It had clearly been well looked after over the years, made of top quality leather with fine stitching. But it was when I saw the emblem on the side of it that everything dropped into place. B for Baskerville. But Baskerville? You mean the woman was the wife of Lord Clint Van Zeeks? That's right. The newborn was his daughter. But that makes no sense. Why on earth wouldn't Clint have entrusted the child to my care in that case? I was completely unaware that he even had a daughter. I suppose he didn't really have any choice. What? Well, your brother said that he'd confessed everything to his wife, so she must have been beside herself with worry for her child. If the true identity of the professor were ever to be made public, the girl would be forever branded as the daughter of the infamous mass murderer. So the only solution was to distance the young girl from the Van Zeeks family as much as possible. I don't believe it. I imagine that in his final hour, Lord Clint Van Zeeks made the obvious choice. He would have thought to himself, this Japanese man here is someone I can trust. Interesting. I honored my promise to Genshin, of course. However, only a month later, I was summoned back to Japan, and without disclosing the parentage of the child, I couldn't obtain permission to take her with me. Oh, how awful! I was completely at a loss. In the end, I had to ask my great friend. I asked him if he would be a father to her. Oh, is this Iris? Yes. He took one look into my eyes and agreed to it on the spot. To show him he has a heart of gold. Really, all it can be said that I did for the child was to give her a name. Oh? Come on, you all had to put it together. When I come to Burton, I was trying to escape from the grief of losing my darling wife. So it was her name that I gave the little girl. Your wife's name, Professor Mikotoba. In other words, the name of my mother. Ayame Mikotoba. Oh. That's right, Ayame. Or in English, Iris. Yep, there it is. Iris? That means Van Zeeks is her uncle, Barack. I had no idea. Ouch. Mystery, what's wrong? This little thing just pinched on me on behind through my trouser pocket. Hard. Ah, my dear fellows, can you hear me? Mr. Sholmes, is that you? It's dinging again. Why is it hurting us? Yes, we can hear you. You see what excessive tugging can do. Let that be a lesson to you. Mr. Sholmes, we weren't able to thank you properly before, but you were simply amazing. Your checkmate move was a stroke of genius. Indeed it was, wasn't it? I surpassed myself, I feel. It had become apparent to me that to stop the Lord Chief Injustice would require such measures. Bruno, Susie! Oh, Iris. Uh-oh, I'm gonna tell her the news? Oh, I'm so pleased, what a wonderful outcome. Her Majesty Queen Vicky said she thought my special blend was delicious. Oh, I'm sure she did. After all, no one brews a more delicious tea than you do, Iris. Let's have a party to celebrate. Miss Reaper, you simply must come too. What? I'm afraid I couldn't. Reaper at the Bailey, flustered by a 10-year-old girl. Again, his niece. No, really? Oh, pooh. But I give you my word that I shall present myself at your residence in the near future to express my gratitude. Oh, how lovely. You promise now? I won't let you forget. Bye for now, then. Alright, Iris, thank you for all your help earlier. Oh, that was nothing. Just come back home soon. Fantastic. Can we go into a party now? What now? Oh, one final pinch goodbye, was it? Alright. Oh, now he's smiling. There we go. Well, I think I ought to be leaving. Lord Van Zeeks, would you care to accompany me? Certainly. Mr. Ryu, allow me once again to express my deep gratitude to you. I believe you saved my life. Amazing. Wait, Lord Van Zeeks. Yes. What are you intending to do now? Well, clearly I shall have to resign from the prosecutor's office. Oh no! I intend to publicize the full truth about the professor case. Once that's done, the Van Zeeks family will be ostracized completely from London society. Surely not. So as soon as I am free from my employment, I shall leave the capital. Oh, I see. Are those the actions of a man once feared as the mighty Reaper of the Bailey? I beg your pardon. For the past 10 years, you've endured that pseudonym and been cast as one of the dark forces yourself. Now that you've finally been freed from that disrepute, your battle is just beginning, surely. Well, I certainly never expected to hear those words from your lips. Waited a very long time to come to London. Now I'm properly here, I intend to learn all that I can. Oh, they'd be such a good team. Anyway, goodbye for now. Ryu? Kazuma Asogi. Seems as though he's really matured suddenly. He's not the only one who's matured, Mr. Ryu. Well, I think we should make our way back to Baker Street. We must help Iris with tonight's dinner. I wonder if we're gonna finally put the eye on that thing in our room. We must. Or maybe this is the end. It was then that I came to an important decision about my future. What is that? Lovely feast. I'm home. Oh gosh. It's our favorite Gina. About time you got here. We've been waiting ages, Otto. What are you doing with that colorful piece of history? It's a party, isn't it? It's gotta go off with a bang. I mean fireworks, ideally. But when you ain't got fire, smoke's the next best thing, ain't it? There's a girl on Fresno Street who could help you with that, I think. Yeah, the one who had the dynamite stuff. Right, I'll remember that. You don't have to reload that thing every time I speak. I assure you will defy your expectations. Take down every detail now, Mikotoba. The world-famous great detective regaling his partner with the tale of his adventure, a sight to behold. Would you care to hazard a guess? Where do you suppose the fiendish runaway had concealed himself? Would you believe inside the trunk I found abandoned in his cabin? I would believe it, yes. I say, Mikotoba, I detect not a hint of surprise. I wonder why that is, Maybe because I was there at the scene as well, Sholmes. What? You were? Then why the deuce didn't you say so before? Not quite the sight I was expecting to behold, but still. It's hard not to feel privileged to see it. Hello, Mr. Sholmes, Professor Mikotoba, I'm finally back from the Bailey. And not a moment too soon. A feast prepared by Iris and Mrs. Susato awaits. I must say, I haven't seen Susato looking so happy in a very long time. Bruno, there you are. Dinner is on the table, everyone. Please do come and take a seat. This is so nice. Everything's just so positive. We freaking did it, man. It feels so good. All the food's still there. Don't act like we ate. Goodness, is that really true, Gina? Yep, I'm losing me Kappa's clubber and going back to what I know best. It's a diver's life for me. Really leaving the police force, but why, Ginny? She was such a good cop. Well, the boss ain't around no more, so... Oh. And anyway, no matter how hard I try, that Reaper ain't never gonna accept a diver turned dick, is he? Well, people can change, you know. Yes, that reminds me. I rather thoughtfully offered to relieve the bailiff of this now defunct piece of evidence. Oh, is that the watch? It's Inspector's pocket watch, and the crown has been reattached. That watch was his pride and joy, a symbol of his great achievements at Scotland Yard. 10 years without fail, and measured every second of the man's remarkable career. But now, it stopped. Someone needs to keep the memory of Inspector Gregson's career alive, by taking on the great responsibility of winding that watch every single day again. Yes, someone with an equally fierce detective spirit. Yeah. Gotta be me. There ain't no one else. Quite right. I mean, after all, the boss was... Well, he was my boss. Yes, Ginny, yes he was. There we go. Oh yeah, and I made you a promise and all, didn't I, Iris? That I'd become a proper detective one day and track down your old man. Oh. Alright then, it's decided. I'll do it. And I swear, we already did that though. I'll find you, Dad, and bring him in kicking and screaming. I'm not entirely sure that would be appropriate. Yes, I think, Gina, it might be best well... I think I'd like you to forget that promise, Ginny. Iris? Well, obviously I've always wondered about who my real daddy is. Of course I have. Want to know where I come from. I thought it might tell me something about myself. But I've caused such a lot of trouble trying to find out for so many people. Hurley, Runo, Professor Mickey. Oh no, not at all, my dear. Really, you owe no apology to anyone. Anyway, I decided to give up on it. Because I finally realized my daddy is the greatest in the world. Oh gosh, that's so sad. I don't think it matters what his name is or where he's from. Don't you agree? Hurley? Oh man, what a sad secret. With every word, Iris. Thank you, Hurley. Thank you, Daddy. Oh, that's so nice. I think, Mikitoba. Yes, Jones? I think that I ought to express my gratitude to you. Oh. For 6 years, you and I solved many a mystery together. During that time, I remember countless expressions of gratitude for our good services. But a moment ago, I heard the most pleasing expression of gratitude of them all. And I should never have experienced it were it not for you. You old softy, Sholmes. That's so nice. But I must confess, it's a weight off my mind to hear you say it. Well then, I think that this calls for a lengthy violin recital, wouldn't you say? Oh no. Oh, well the food would go cold, that's the only problem. Maybe next week, Hurley? Are you sure a week is long enough, Iris? Oh boy. Alright, so we're gonna cut again. Even amidst the most troubling of cases, even reeling from the most shocking of revelations, we still have to see what Ryu decided to do with his future. Returning in the evening to the suite of rooms, there's always warmth and happiness to be had. The home of the world's greatest detective. My home too, with my greatest family. Yeah. We're not going to do the shovel. This attic room has been my home and office for almost a year now. I've certainly had some unforgettable experiences whilst I've lived here. But I think now, time has come. Time to bid this place farewell. Oh no, what are you doing here? Oh, Professor. Are you alone? I didn't hear any sound from Sasato's room. Yes, Sasato went out after dinner. She took a carriage. Something about an important matter she needed to take care of. Ah, I see. I wanted to thank you for what you did earlier. Oh? With Iris, I mean. When the subject of her father came up. Or Clint Van Zeeks. I made up my mind many years ago never to tell her who her real father was. It's what was agreed with Genshin after all. Lord Clint Van Zeke's final wishes before he died, you mean? Yes, I've had to take some rather drastic steps at times to protect that secret, you know? Calling Sasato back to Japan 6 months ago, for example. That's why? When I read Sasake's report about his final days in London, my heart nearly stopped. Stumbled across the crux of that terrible case, the dog's collar. Yep, makes total sense. The description of the Baskerville insignia left me in no doubt. Baskerville. If you decided to investigate that insignia, sooner or later you'd have made the connection to the Van Zeeks. To make matters worse, Sasato knew of the unpublished story as well. A story that Iris had written based on my notes from the time. Yes, the Hound of the Baskervilles. Exactly. It was a work of fiction, but based on the grim reality of a huge beast of a dog being used as a murder weapon. A dog with a Baskerville family emblem around its neck. Armed with those two clues, I feared you and Sasato might arrive at the truth. So I invented that story about having collapsed to justify her leaving London and returning to Japan at once. All in the aid of halting any investigations you and she might have been contemplating. I see. Something I've never understood. It's why Sasato came across the manuscript in Japan, though. You know, Iris is the Hound of the Baskerville story. I mean, Sholmes sent it to me. That was before Sasato left Japan. He was very troubled about what should be done about it, you see. I'd read it and carelessly left it on my desk, which is where Sasato came across it, of course. It was the only case Sholmes and I ever pursued that I didn't record in meticulous detail. I was stunned when I discovered that young Iris had pieced together so much of it from my paltry notes. Sholmes and I discussed the matter and decided that we couldn't allow the story's publication. At that point, I returned the manuscript by post to Sholmes for safekeeping. So you did all that to stop Iris from finding out the truth about her father? That's right, because Sholmes had told me how astute she'd become. However, having witnessed events in court today, I must say my opinion has somewhat shifted. Oh? I think at some point in the future, time will come for Iris to know the truth. And when it does, well, I believe it will be for the best. I think so too. Actually, Professor, I wanted to talk to you about something, too. What is this? Is this going to be about leaving? Judging from that expression, I'd say you've come to a decision, have you? Yes, I have. I will be returning with you to Japan. Are you quite sure? I'm really only here as a substitute for Kazuma. But he's here in Britain now, as originally intended. Locum student Naruhodo doesn't really have a right to stay, I think. I see. Looking back now, when I first arrived here in February... Is this going to be a nice growth montage? My becoming a lawyer just seemed to be the way things turned out. With Kazuma, Sasato, and Mr. Sholmes all gently pushing me in that direction. I spent the best part of a year immersed in this world, but always aware of a seed of doubt inside me. Till today. So good. Standing in that courtroom earlier, all doubts vanished from my mind. Yeah, he was it. He was peak. I was totally focused. I was sure of my belief in my client, and I was sure I could see the trial through. At that end of it, finally realized no one else chose this path for me. I chose it myself. The path of a defense lawyer, eh? Yes, that's what I am now. That's what I'll be going back with you to Japan to. And that's the path I'll be following for the rest of my life. Well, it sounds like you've made quite a resolution there. Lot of resolve. I have. Very well then. I must say it's extremely welcome news. I shall make arrangements for your return first thing tomorrow. I don't imagine we'll depart for a few days. Not with the symposium having been cancelled now. Such a shame. Never mind, I'm sure there'll be other opportunities in the future. Well then, I'll bid you good night. Man. Oh, there she is. Did she overhear things? Susato. I just wanted to let you know I'm back. Did you, hear what your father and I were discussing? I'm sorry, I did, yes. I couldn't help but... Oh, how much did you hear? Well, from the part about Iris's real father, I think. In other words, from the beginning. So you've made up your mind? You'll return to Japan and continue working as a defense lawyer. Yes, I'm sorry. I really should have consulted you about it. I did want to earlier this evening, actually, but you'd already gone out. Oh no, that's quite alright. I already knew that it's what you'd decide, were you? You did? Oh, sweet music. Susato. Yes? I suppose this means it has to be farewell soon. I suppose. You'll be a great help to Kazuma going forward. I mean, I know he's a brilliant lawyer, but he's new to the British courtroom. He'll certainly benefit greatly having a brilliant judicial assistant at his side. I'll do my very best. I wish I could say it, but I just can't. Can't ask her to come with me. After all, she's a mind reader. She was always supposed to be coming to Britain as Kazuma's assistant. It's growing late. I thought she was about to talk about the shovel. We should both try to get some sleep. I'm sure you must be exhausted after today. Oh, yes, you're right. Before I retire, let me just say one more time. You really were quite splendid in court today. So if you ask me, anyone who thinks of you as a substitute or a locum should be ashamed of themselves. Sato. So nice. Thank you. How lovely. We are really winding down. This is the last scene right here, isn't it? 3 days later, Port of Dover. Can't believe this day's finally come. You're really leaving then, Bruno? I'm afraid so, Iris. Thank you so much for everything. I don't know what I'll do without your wonderful cooking and delicious tea. Oh, I wish you weren't going. But you have to come back and visit. Say you will. Of course, I promise. There's those two fellows talking, Sholmes and Mikotoba. Well, it was a very brief reunion, but it was a pleasure to pursue a case with you again after so long. For a while at least, it felt like old times. Yes, I suppose on reflection, there's something to be said for it. Having a little fun once in a while. I'll just go and say goodbye to the professor as well, I think. Alright, Iris, you do that. Honk.
Susato-san.
Oh, voice acting.
I've just checked, Naruhodo-san. Your luggage is already on board. Such a beautiful morning. Perfect for embarking on a journey, isn't it?
Before I set off, I'd just like to say how thankful I am for everything you've done for me. And give my warmest regards to Kazuma, please.
Actually, I think you ought to give him your regards in person, don't you?
Sorry?
Ryunosuke.
Kazuma! What are you doing here?
Do you really think I'd miss my best friend's departure?
Thanks. To be honest, I'd been looking forward to our wild time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's capital. But,
Well, we'll have to save that for another time. Personally, I'm looking forward to facing you in court again.
Me too. But, we're both defense lawyers, so,
I'm going to become a prosecutor. I'll stay in Lord Van Zeek's tutelage for the time being, but before long, I intend to be just as formidable as the Reaper himself.
All right, calm down.
Oh, I see.
Actually, Ryunosuke, I have a favor to ask.
Name it.
I'd like you to take care of this for me for a while.
Aw.
Why?
Because I've seen it now. I've seen what's inside me, the demon that reared its ugly head that day. It was only for the briefest of moments. The last time I came face to face with that inspector. But it was unmistakable. I wanted to kill him. I've always known there are demons that live inside people. And now I know there is one in me.
So sad.
The fact that it very nearly consumed me is something I'll carry with me until the end of my days. While I devote my life to fighting those whose demons have got the better of them. As a prosecutor.
So, that's what you've resolved to do, is it?
Until I'm ready to face the demon within me. To slay it once and for all. I leave this in your care. If you'll take it.
Of course I will. I'll keep it by my side. Always.
Nice.
Until we meet again, then. You have your path to follow, and I have mine.
Naruhodo-san? The path you're going to follow from now on. I wonder if I might follow it at your side.
Oh, yay.
Unless I'd be a burden.
What?
That's
I
great.
mean, I would very much like you to come with me. But aren't you...
You're so predictable, Ryunosuke.
I am?
Honestly, you never change at all. But that's what I like about you.
You mean you knew about this?
It was the evening after Lord Van Zeek's trial came to an end. She came to see me at the prosecutor's office.
Really? Or when I had that conversation with Professor Mikotoba?
So, you'd go with Ryunosuke back to Japan?
Yes. I know it's unfair of me to follow my own interests like this.
Coming here especially to tell me. You're a stickler for etiquette, aren't you? Well, what are his feelings?
We've never discussed it, of course, and Naruhodo-san has made no such suggestion. I worry that perhaps I'd be a burden to him.
She's so
He's
great.
just as much of a stickler for etiquette as you are. He'd never say anything before he was asked. But I'd feel happy knowing you were with him. Look out for him on my behalf, will you?
Of course.
That's so nice.
Susato-san.
What do you think, Naruhodo-san?
With you by my side, no trial would seem too daunting. So if you're willing, I'd be honored if you'd come with me. Together we can take on the world.
terribly incompetent, but if you'll have me, I'd be delighted.
Hooray.
No, not at all. If anyone's terribly incompetent, it's me. Ah!
What's wrong?
Your luggage, Susato-san. There's no time. The ship's going to set sail any minute now.
It's all right. There's no need to worry. As it happens, my luggage is already on board too.
Of course.
It is?
So predictable.
Your fine judicial assistant has everything in hand as always, I see.
Oh, it's time to go.
Bruno, your ship's about to leave.
Time to
That
go.
was Iris, huh?
Look after yourself, Runosuke.
Kazuma, draw your sword.
Here we go. That's a nice shot.
One day, when our paths cross, once more, we'll fight a duel of words across the courtroom. A day I eagerly await as a lawyer.
I've been waiting to hear you say that, partner.
Don't forget me then, Kazuma.
As if I could, Ryunosuke.
And Mr. Sholmes, thank you so much. I'm very much indebted to you.
Indeed, Mr. Naruhodo. I believe you are.
I'll never forget all you've done for me during my time in London.
Quite. I should like to think you will remember your debt of gratitude. Especially when I visit you in your country. What? The truth is, although many are ignorant of the fact,
I love the way he talks. It's so good. What a great voice actor for this.
the world is far smaller than most folk realize.
Well, I'd be delighted if you came to Japan one day.
Oh yes, we'd welcome you with open arms, Mr. Sholmes. Oh, that sounds wonderful! I can't wait!
In that case, let us conclude that this is to be merely a brief parting, my dear fellows.
How nice.
And that brings us to the end of my adventures in Great Britain. A peculiar twist of fate brought me halfway around the world those many months ago. But that was just the start of my journey. Who knows where fate will lead me next? Still, I'm confident this won't be my last meeting with the friends I've made in London. And when we're together again, no doubt the first words I'll hear will be,
Come, the game is afoot.
Credits?
The ship, with our friends from the east, sailed steadily towards the distant horizon. But Sholmes's face was alight with joy. The times may change, but a steadfast friendship will remain true, Wilson. We have but to gently close our eyes, and we are with our companions once more.
So, I do just that. And when I do, I can hear his strong, familiar voice ring out.
objection!
Yeah. So good.
Until we meet again, Bruno.
That's it. We did it. We have finished the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles after 111 episodes. Holy cow. Spanning, I don't know, how many weeks is that? 20 7 weeks, about 28 weeks almost, half a year. Oh man, crazy. I can't believe it. I'm also gonna click through these. But it feels so good. It's been such a journey, and it's crazy how much everything built up upon itself. In the very first case in the first game with Wilson, and everything connects. It's insane how well this entire saga was crafted in terms of plotting and story and connecting these crazy cases together. It's so good. What a great cast of characters. All of them are very memorable, distinct in their own ways. Just great. Interesting cases that are twists on existing ideas like the Hound of the Baskervilles and the Speckled Band. So good. What a character Van Zieks is too. Holy cow. I could never dream of a character like this. Just such a tragic guy, but also so principled, you know? He gives off such a strong antagonistic vibe, but he's actually just so strong. So good. Maybe my favorite antagonist across any game I've played. Even though he's not really an evil person, he's an antagonist for most of the time. And what about Gina? What a great arc she has. Going from a lowly pickpocket who can't trust people to a leader, to a detective, the other side of the law, to knowing how to care about people. So good. And of course, her teacher, Gregson, the inspector. What a fun, no-nonsense character he was, you know? There he is. I loved him too. You know? He was just great. He was that straight-edge guy that we needed to bounce off of at times, you know, and to ground us a bit. It's a shame that he was also a bit of a tragic character in his own right, you know? We found out towards the end. Our last victim as well. He was awesome. Also, Strongheart, what a great main villain. Holy cow. So good. Ouchie, hilarious. Soseki, what a great client. He was hilarious. And we had to defend him twice, insanely enough. Of course, there's Rei. We had her in the first case of this game. There's Hosonaga, who we only saw one time in this game, but what a great master of disguise he is. And he really came through clutch with that list for you know, the list of the people, the assassin exchange. There's the Scythes, who are very creepy. But the daughter Gory is hoping to not follow her mother's footsteps, which I kind of love, you know. I feel like when this game first came out, I bet Gory was a big fan favorite. I bet she was. I'm sure Susato's a big favorite too. She's just such a strong constant to have at our side, you know? After this game, who's next? Is nobody next? It's a long pause. Oh yeah, Hairbrain. Hilarious scientist who so wanted his invention to work. After this game, starting Saturday, this upcoming Saturday, we're going to be playing The Rise of the Golden Idol, which is another detective game, but it's not in the courtroom. It's purely puzzle deductions of different crime scenes. And it's very good. I played the first one on this channel. Now we're gonna go to this one. Oh yeah, Tuspel, she was great too. So definitely join me for Rise of the Golden Idol. That one is gonna have a strong narrative too, I think. Not nearly as strong as this, but it's gonna have a great overarching narrative between its different cases. But the big thing is going to be how interesting the puzzles are and the way that you create the deductions in that game. So I'm very excited for that. That game is also much more of a challenge. Another tragic character in Vigil, poor guy. DeRossi, hilarious spaghetti eater. DeRusso, he was the one who I thought had the collar now because he had made the mark around Vigil's neck. Vigil's wife, Evie, or Evie. Wonderful. We're really seeing the whole cast, aren't we? I guess they're gonna save Ryu for the end, and we haven't seen Sasato yet for this part. Who else we got? We have to have the all the people that lived in the apartment with Soseki on the other floors. It's good old Kazuma, which we might not get them then if we're already on Kazuma now. It's because this is one of the main characters. I also love that we got some good voice acting here at the end. I really wish this game was like fully voice acted. That would be amazing, but of course that's a huge ask with the amount of dialogue, you know? That's why I really appreciated Disco Elysium, because that game has tons of dialogue that's voiced. It's insane, and it's very well done. That was a fun playthrough as well. Oh, is this going to be the Stroganovs? No, it's Sasato. We're on the boat now, headed back. Okay. So nice. You know, we never really got confirmation 100% on what was up with the juries always being so similar. I'm guessing that Strongheart had something to do with that, but we never had it totally confirmed. Look at that. Lovely photo of all of us together. What a fantastic ending it was. Good game. Good game. And I think we might get some scrolling credits now. Maybe a post-credit scene. Oh yeah, we're just at straight up credits now with him walking. Perhaps. Yeah. Well, that's all I got. Thank y'all so much for watching. For being on this journey with me. It was so fun. It's definitely one of those stories that's going to stick with me. Again, it's really the characters carried a lot of this too. What a great cast. They got so much out of this game in terms of not having a ton of animation, but the animations they did have were so memorable and emotive, is what I would say. They've really put an impression on you of what makes these characters different, what their actual personality is like underneath, you know. Like, Sholmes here was so expressive, so outgoing, so crazy. Sholmes was always really easy to imagine what he would sound like, you know. Oh gosh, I forgot about these two people that worked with the gas company. So Seke with his hilarious 3-word catchphrases that had alliteration. Maybe the most creepy character in the game, Enoch Drebber. The two people that ran the balloons. Death spells once again, or trust spells rather. Scythe and Gory. Once again. Hairbrain, Van Zeeks. I wonder if Van Zeeks is going to follow us. Maybe not, there's not really any room in the back. There's Vigil again. And Red Riding Hood, and there was the old guy who was in the first game as well. There's another form of Vigil. And his wife, Evie. There's Caden. There's the French guy and the Italian guy, DeRusso, and I forgot the short one's name, the spaghetti guy. Oh, everybody's starting to drop off a bit. We lost Sholmes, Gregson, and Gina, and little Gregsy the dog. Or Toby the dog, sorry. Look at the dance moves on Mikatoba. There's Sholmes once again. There's Jigoku, wielding that hammer. There's our big bad, Strongheart, with the insane clapping that he did towards the end. This has been a long video too, we're coming up on 2 hours, but it's okay, it's a finale, you know? This is where it's going to end here. We're at the dock again. I bet. Kazuma. And look how he's facing us as well. Yeah. Drawing swords once again with the sun above like in the earlier scene. Very nice. Very lovely. Thank y'all so much again for watching. Y'all are amazing. Again, I have loads of other videos, series on this channel. I have a lot of different puzzle games going right now. And just tons of series in general. There's more here that you're gonna like, I'm sure of it. But yeah, again, thanks so much. If you're a regular watcher of this series, again, check out The Rise of the Golden Idol, which is going to be my next series that occurs on these days, and I'm very, very excited to get into that. That's all we got. Take care of yourselves, take care of others, and I will see you next time. Peace out.